Okay, those were promising micro markets in the West in MMR, but when we speak of real estate, we have to look at issues from a more inclusive and responsible perspective. Let's speak of Mumbai's ecologically sensitive wetlands. They may have been given protection by the High Court this March, but when our reporters surveyed the areas on ground, the violations were for all to see. Illegal parking lots or real estate projects. Ashish Bhatia uncovers just how Mumbai's wetlands are dying a rapid death without any green policy.
It has taken a great deal of persistence from the green crusaders of the city. Activists have been vigilant trying to fill in for a job undone by the authorities. Resident activist Ashish Bhatia of the Dahisar Link Road has foiled many an attempt to destruct the adjoining wetlands.
We have seen violations in the form of encroachment by slum mafia. We have seen garages, bus parkings coming up over here, and the worst is that our politicians and many officers in the administration, they are hanging gloves.
NDTV's independent probe too confirmed the allegations. Following the efforts of the activists today, the wetlands in the CRZ notified area stands reclaimed and converted into a parking lot for private tourist vehicle. Illegal sand mining and drainage of wetlands has been caught in broad daylight. Thane's dense concentration of wetlands is also being wiped out, with the authorities allegedly turning a blind eye. It took a PIL from another of the environmentalists long fighting for the cause. Stalin says the builder lobby has been rather tactical here and have been allowed to get away.
They are guided by certain people with scientific background who teach them that okay, you choke the mangroves, you dump the debris where the water comes in, or collect fresh water in those areas, and these are the standard tactics to destroy the mangroves.
Courtesy such outcries, the state authorities were left red-faced in March when NDTV reported how the Bombay High Court passed a judgment banning all construction activity in the wetlands. A rule that is otherwise also stated in the Wetlands Conservation and Management Act 2010, but never really enforced. 4 months later, no lessons have been learned, with shocking revelations from the mangrove cell confirming that violations continue. Experts say this is just the tip of the iceberg.
This office of the collector, especially the Thane collector, I would say, has been guilty of completely colluding with these illegal violations, or allowing these to happen. The violations are being done at a very large scale across MMR, and many other sites are yet to become. Having said that, now that the courts, honorable courts, have been apprised of the situation, so now it's a question of seeking accountability and restoration of those sites.
While that allegation is to be established, in an exclusive chat with NDTV, the Chief Conservator of Forests did confess there was a loophole in the system which restricted the will to curb the damage, especially on private-owned lands, in comparison to other empowered bodies like Pollution Control Board, who have indicated in the past of their lacking expertise.
If the Forest Department is given the authority to take cognizance of that under the Environmental Protection Act, we will be able to act for violations in the private land also. But that is not the case today. The investigations are in progress in many cases. Of course, it takes a long time to finally, bring the culprit to book, and that is a bit of a problem.
Despite the CRZ norms being amended 25 times to achieve a clearly laid out procedure for CRZ approvals, the violations continue. Those that the EPA empowers seems to be shirking their duties, while those who have the expertise have not been given a free hand. As such, it's difficult to think that the long-fought battle to save the city wetlands will ever conclude unless those at the helm of the affairs decide to act in the right earnest. With camera person Malika Arjuna and Rakesh Solanki, Ashish Bhatia for NDTV.